Hey guys, I got some tips here for catching spawning white bass in rivers as they go upstream to do their thing in the springtime. A lot of the rivers I fish, they're pretty shallow, somewhere around 3 feet average depth that I'm fishing. And a technique that I use that I haven't seen a whole lot of people utilizing is to use some sort of float. And this float right here is called an adjust-a-bubble, and the line actually runs through it, and there's a rubber band inside, and so I can move the float up and down my line to the desired depth, and then I just twist this part and the rubber band will tighten on the line so the line doesn't move anymore. And I use this and I put it about, depending on the water depth, I put it about 2 feet from the lure that I'm using. And what that allows me to do is fish without actually hitting the bottom. And a lot of times when you're trying to fish shallow water, there's a lot of grass or algae or even sticks to hang up on the bottom, and this allows me to fish right off the bottom but without actually touching the bottom. And I can actually fish really slowly with this method, which is oftentimes how the fish want it. And what I'll do is I'll put the bobber on, this float on this way, so when I'm pulling it through the water it's more aerodynamic and the water can go around it much better on this shape. And so I actually will reel it through the water just like I would if I was just straight reeling my jig in. And that seems to be extremely productive for me. And I use this clear float. I don't know how much of a difference it makes from a colored float, but I'm fishing generally clear water, so I believe it helps out a lot. In fact, I actually get a lot of strikes on the float itself. Maybe I should attach a hook to it or something, but my lure selection, I keep it really simple. I use small jigs, either hair jigs, or I will use some plastic jigs. If the water's clear, I'll stick with neutral colors like your grays, your clear plastic baits, and I keep everything fairly lightweight. I got all these are 1/16 of an ounce jig heads, and I think this one here is a 32nd ounce. I found that when the white bass are really picky, sometimes if you'll go with a really small, even smaller than this sometimes, of a jig, they'll be more prone to eat that than they will the bigger stuff. And that's where the float comes in, is that you can throw these tiny little jigs out quite a long ways. I'm using 4-pound line and a lightweight rod on a spinning reel, and you can throw this a good long ways, and it especially helps in clear water so the fish don't see you coming.